What is up, nail friends? Today I'm going to show you guys how I got this super realistic crystal nail. If you want to see how to do it, just keep on watching. I'm going to do this on a plastic tip. This is the Nails by Dove Shop tip, and I'm putting it in my little fake finger here. And this is the inspo that I used for the set. I found this on Pinterest and I thought it was so gorgeous and I just had to give it a try. I'm pretty pleased with how they turned out. It might not be spot on, but you know what? I think it's beautiful, so let's get into it. These are the colors I'm going to be using. A couple of these, like this one here, Jelly Much and A to C, are more sheer colors, whereas this one, Boba Time, Encouragement, and all of the rest of these colors are going to be more opaque. I love mixing and matching more opaque and then more sheer colors, and you'll see why later on. I'm also using this Speed Clear. This dries so quickly, you guys, so if you're a beginner, I do not recommend using the Speed Clear. Just use regular clear acrylic. Next, we have our foil transferred foils here, and I'm using mostly the one on the left because it has that like glass-like effect. We have Builder in a Bottle, and then of course foil transfer gel. So let's jump into the look, you guys. I'm gonna be starting this look off with this kind of like creamy kind of color. I know you wouldn't expect to use this in a crystal, but because I wanted it to be more realistic and almost like the one in the photo, I'm using this, and I'm doing almost like a marbling technique where my bead is really runny and I'm smearing it down the nail. This is going to be the key to a lot of this look here and getting that crystal like effect on the nail. There's no real like right or wrong way to do it. You kind of just want to do whatever you feel looks best. And the great thing about crystals and creating a crystal like nail is that no two crystals are exactly the same. So none of the nails that I did are exactly the same, and I just think that's the fun in it, is like playing around with each and every nail and getting a different look every single time. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be mixing this sheer color A to C with a little bit of Encouragement. I like to dip into both colors with the same like bead, if that makes sense, and then kind of just smear it around. So it gives like parts of it being more opaque and parts of it being more sheer, kind of like a marble effect. Another tip with this type of nail is to keep everything as thin as possible, because we are going to be doing so many layers that we want to make sure the nail doesn't end up like way too bulky, if that makes sense. So yeah, you can see I'm kind of flattening everything out and keeping everything very sheer. Next, I am going in with this color. This is that sheer purple color that I first showed you, and I'm placing it up here on like the cuticle area of the nail. There's no rhyme or reason to this, just like I said, I'm just going with my gut on this and playing around. Next, using Unicorn Tears, which is this like unicorn-esque chrome and clear acrylic. I just dipped that in and smeared it around. It kind of gives like that sheer, almost like, I don't know how to explain it, but that rainbow like effect that you see in a crystal. I'll show you the picture of it in a second. And I added some of that mint color on top. But yeah, you kind of see these like rainbow like shimmers in the crystal, and this is a perfect way to achieve that look. I don't see many people doing this with their acrylic. I don't know if I'm the first, but I love putting chrome colors in my acrylic. It's just so bomb. Next, I am using the foil transfer gel and just placing that in the light for 30 seconds and putting on the foil transfer where the nail was like a bit more sheer, you guys. I feel like that's the best way to do it in my opinion, but really play around with it and do whatever you think looks great. Honestly, it's so much fun. Like, that's the best part about doing this. After that, I used the Builder in a Bottle. You can do any hard gel, and I just placed a piece of saran wrap right on top while it is still wet. Cure it for 60 seconds in the light and then peel that bad boy off, and you're gonna get this like shattered glass like effect, and it's honestly the best way to make it look more like a crystal. It gives that dimension where we have the colors and we have all the foils and all that, you know, fun stuff underneath, and then we have a little bit of separation with that hard gel. And here I'm just adding a few more colors right on top into all those little like nooks and crannies of that, but I don't want to completely cover it, if that makes sense. Like, you know, I want to leave some space where it's a little bit sheer and I could still see the foil that is underneath. Here I'm just playing around and adding more colors in a marble-like fashion and a little bit more of that chrome just to make it a little bit more dramatic, and then encapsulating the entire nail. I'm using really runny beads because I want it to set into all those little nooks and crannies super easy, and then on top of that, I'm using Speed Clear, and this dries so freaking fast, so I just want to make sure that I'm able to encapsulate the whole nail without it drying on me. So here you can see I did multiple beads just because, like I said, I didn't think I could do just one bead for the whole nail because my house was pretty warm and this already sets so super duper fast. So once again, if you're a beginner, don't recommend this, but if you are an advanced nail tech, you know, speed clear, it gets the job done. So here I'm just encapsulating everything like I said. Now that I have laid my acrylic and encapsulated everything, now it's time to shape and file, of course. I kind of sped through the process of shaping and filing the nail just because that is for another video, babes. But another key point I want to tell you, you want to make sure that you buff this nail really good. My tip is to put cuticle oil on the nail before buffing. It'll give you like a glass-like smooth finish. Make sure you cleanse that nail really well before top coat, and then we're finishing off with glossy no wipe top coat by Nails by Dove Shop. Everything will be linked below. Look how freaking bomb this turned out, you guys. I am so mesmerized and obsessed with how these turned out, you guys, and I hope you are too. Please give this a try and don't forget to tag me if you do. I'd love to see it. If you guys like this type of tutorial style video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you want to see next. Until next time, bye!